So you might be wondering why I'm making this type of video. Well, one day I was scrolling through YouTube and basically what he said was, Deepwoken YouTube is hella big right now. So I thought I'm gonna get in on this action. I'm gonna get mod from Deepwoken. So hope you enjoy this tutorial. Yeah. This tutorial is kind of for like people that have been really struggling in Trial 1. Is what I was thinking making this video, because I could basically flawless it. I hate to brag, but I'll just be voicing over what I do in very specific things on the trial. So another thing you want to note is that if you're practicing Trial 1, I'd recommend putting it into heavy weapon, medium weapon, light weapon. But if you're just making a build, put it in the stats, cause like you'll get more cards that way. So once you're done with the Parry trial, next one is Sharko. And the main tip I have for you is to never assume what the attack is gonna be. Always react to the attack. So as soon as you see red, you want to dodge, you want to roll. And if you see not red, like him just swinging, you're going to want to parry it and then hold F, because there can be a second swipe. Sometimes that second swipe does like hit you because the Sharko moves around now. But that's basically you want to kill a Sharko. You never assume their attack, you just want to react to it. I also forgot to mention, as soon as you roll the kick, you can get 3 hits in with medium weapon. I think 3 hits in with light weapon. And sometimes it depends if like the roll is good. Like if your roll canceled it, you can get 3 hits with heavy weapon. But if you want to be on the safe side, I recommend only hitting him twice. Next one is the Golem. Golem might be one of the more difficult ones. Basically his attack patterns are the beam, the stomp with his right foot, and his overhead swing, and his like swing with one of his arm, and like he spins his entire body. So for the stomp, you're gonna want to parry it, and then you can get like around 2 hits in. For the beam, you can kind of like hear when it's about to happen, and like kind of like a second or two, or half a second, you're gonna want to roll. And for the overhead, you're gonna want to dodge. You're gonna want to parry that. Sorry. And then for the swing with his arm, when he's gonna swing his arm, you're gonna need to roll that. Like if you can't parry it, you have to roll it. So same advice I have with Sharko, you don't assume anything, just go off of what you see, like your natural reaction times. And finally, for when he spins around, what you want to do is you just want to run away and don't go too far, because then he'll do his roar and the rocks will just kill you. And yeah, that's how you kill. You get 2 hits in between, like kind of each move as well. So for the Thresher, I like to back up so it immediately rolls. And once it's about to approach me underground, I just like roll. And so how I fight the Thresher is it's bites. 3 bites, I parry those 3 and I hit it twice. And if you're having trouble parrying them, like you get block broken, I recommend just like forcing yourself to wait and then parry, because the animation's kind of like a little bit behind. And then for the 2 swipes, it's kind of like the same thing with the bites with the animation, but you also hit it twice. And finally for the tail swipe, you want to only hit it once at the tail swipe, because the next attack comes out faster. So that's 2 hits in between each attack. Besides the tail swipe, tail swipe's only 1 attack. And the animations, if you're having trouble parrying them, just like delay yourself. Force yourself to wait like half a second and then parry. You also want to note that you want to back up from it, not too far, so it comes after you. But like sometimes your camera gets blocked when it comes, so you want to back up. Next up, we got the angels, and the angels, they're pretty easy. They were hard before when the trial first was added, but what you want to do for the angels is all you want to do is it's like a parry test. First, you want to swing, you parry them, you let them swing, and even if they block it and they don't parry it, don't swing twice. Just wait for them to swing back at you and then parry it. And once they block right, you can hit them a couple times, and as soon as they parry you again, you can repeat the cycle. And that's basically how you do it. Sometimes they even, like, one of the second one doesn't attack you. You can just grip the first one. But that's kind of rare. Next we got Enforcer, and Enforcer is similar to Angels. And what I like to do at first is I like to let it pull me in, and then as soon as it pulls me, I parry the kick that's gonna come. And it's similar to Angels in this respect that when it swings at you, you just parry that, and then you swing back at it. So it's basically just a parry test. So it swings, you parry, you swing back, and you just repeat that until it block breaks and you get a couple hits in. What you don't want to do is sometimes you'll be able to hit it and it won't parry block it. That might throw you off, but you don't want to go in for a second swing. You just want to wait till it swings at you again. And that is basically how you do the Enforcer. Also, I'd like to add that if you're with heavy, you can just swing, it parries you, and then you crit. And then it's like an almost guaranteed block break unless it parries you. You can do this with heavy, medium weapon as well, but it's not as likely. I forgot to mention that when you block break the Enforcer, you can only get the hit which you block break it on and a second hit. So basically 2 hits in total. And finally, you probably have the hardest trial in the trial 1. It is the Stone Knight. So Stone Knight's really complicated. Actually, not so complicated. So the first method is as soon as you see it move, you just want to roll the attack, just roll everything, and if it's a swing, you parry the second swing that's gonna come or might come. And if it was a kick or the pillar move, you just hit it twice. And for the Golem, after each dodge or parry, you can hit it around twice, and if you want to stay safe, like your gut says, oh, it's gonna hit me as soon as I do it, just hit it once. The other method is what I use, because I didn't know that method before, the first one, is I just react to it, I memorize what the kick windup is, even though because that's super fast, and I just dodge the pillar and the kick, and I parry the 2 things, but the dodging as soon as it moves is way easier than what I do. Next one's just a parry trial. I don't know too much to say. I guess just spam F. Spam F when they start. It's the end of the first parry trial, basically. Finally, you're so close. You're almost there. What you want to do for the last trial is you want to avoid the kick at all times. Just don't worry about getting hits in. The Sharko's barely any health. Just avoid the kick and then parry the orbs coming in at you at the same time. If you avoid the kick and what's it called, and just hit him, you can basically kill the Sharko easy peasy. It's barely any health. That's the only advice I can give, just avoid the kick. That's the end of the video. I hope this tutorial helped a little bit. I hope to be making more videos in the future. Probably not about tutorials, but other random crap in Deepwoken. And yeah.